Every time you do any of these compulsions, whether it's pure or physical type of OCD, you're stimulating a second circle in the striatum. You see, in midbrain basal ganglia, there is a place called striatum. Striatum and the habit center is very important to understand it. In the striatum, where habit center is, there are two other circles, two other centers right there. One is goal finding center, where you have the obsession and you need to comply to that, so you do the compulsion. So that's the goal that you want to achieve, to do the compulsion. Then you feel, I feel good. That I feel good gets the brain to secrete dopamine. So, in other words, the reward center, which secretes dopamine, is also right in the striatum, in that one of those three centers. So, goal finding center, you do the compulsion, you're stimulating at the same time, when you do the compulsion, stimulating the reward center, the dopamine center. So when every time you do the compulsion, whether it's pure or the physical type of it, you get a shot of dopamine. And that's why you want to, after a while, to do the compulsion. That's why some of you feel like, I don't know why, I feel like I want that intrusive thought. It's not that you want the intrusive thought. You want to have that, so it gives you an opportunity to get the dopamine, because dopamine is addictive. And while dopamine is secreted, at the same time, while it stimulates the dopamine center and results in you getting some dopamine and that feeling, you also are stimulating the habit center. So in other words, for a while, you will be doing the compulsion because of the obsession. Like obsession, my hands are not clean, I got to wash it. So you do the compulsion, washing your hands. Then you feel, you get the dopamine. So for a while, you're doing the compulsion for the obsession. But then once you keep getting your dopamine, you're no longer doing it because of the obsession. You're doing it to get the dopamine. And then after a while doing it, you're no longer doing it to get the dopamine. You're doing it because it's your habit. That's when the danger happens. Not the real danger, but that's where you should be aware that once it becomes a habit, no longer you're realizing that this is OCD, because your brain has taken over the habit center, and the habit, which has caused the whole thing to become so automatic, like you're not analyzing it, you're automatically doing this thing, and everything has become so automatic, that you don't recognize this being an OCD. You think this is you. You think this is the brain doing it, which brain, not knowing, you think brain is you. And the automatic nature of this habit forming things from the habit center makes you not see that this is separate from you. You will think this whole thing, pure or the OCD, whatever, it's you. That's what you think you are, and you prefer it, because the brain is so powerful that masks the fact that this is habit, and you will be oblivious to it. So once it becomes a habit, this is what you should be doing. You recognize the habit. That's the intrusive thought, or that's what it is, the habit. And then you become mindful of what it is, not letting the autonomic behavior to mask it from you, to know that this is not you, this is the brain. So you become mindful and pay full attention to what's happening. And once you notice that, then you become fully mindful and full attention to another positive activity that is in line with your values and with something that you want to accomplish at that time, at that day, at that moment. So in other words, you're recognizing the glitch, you fully pay attention to it and be mindful of it. And once you recognize it, you switch it over and use that energy and mindfulness and full attention to something positive. So you're switching this to that which is a way neuroplasticity takes place, and you're actually rewiring the brain from habit, taking it out and breaking that system. And if you do that continuously long enough, you'll be out of that glitch and everything would become clear to you. And the separation between brain and you become more clear to you. And of course, with the other information that is available to you, you continue the 4-step, you continue the videos and understanding of the masters who have taught and research. Dr. Schwartz researched this for big part of his 30 years of research. And of course, he's an expert in neuroscience of habits and the 4-step, which is right here. I'll go through it for you so you will have a record of it.